So in this video, I'm talk a little bit about the AC system in the FC. I'm pretty sure both the S4 and the S5 are fairly similar. Let's see, it has this aluminum, I guess, hose connected here. It's held in place here, goes back there to that bracket, and then comes down into the compressor. Mine was taken out who knows when, but yeah, it would be down here somewhere. You can see that the hose here, if you can see that hole right there, there's a bolt that goes on there, I believe with a washer, and that connects the hoses to the actual AC compressor. And I believe there are two O-rings on there. Pretty sure, yeah, this one doesn't have it. But yeah, so this bracket here holds that, and then from there the AC should have a little pulley here, and I believe that one, actually I'm not sure which one it goes to. Let's see, this one goes to the air pump, so I'm guessing the AC one goes on this big one, the main one. And there's a really big bolt that goes on here. It's similar to this one that's here. That's one of these things here. It's pretty long, but this one goes from here all the way to like down there, so it's a pretty big bolt. Anyways, from there, that hose goes down to this right here. This hose goes all the way here. There should be a bracket here connecting, but apparently mine's loose, which doesn't really surprise me. So it goes to this bracket here, or this bracket here, and then it goes from here into the, so I guess I gotta remove this AC condenser. One of the previous owners already took out the AC compressor, so there's no Freon in here, but if yours still has Freon, I would suggest taking it to a professional and getting that Freon taken out, because that stuff is not very safe. So lucky for me, I guess, I've never had AC, so I'm just gonna take this off. There should be no Freon left in there because it's been who knows how long since it's been disconnected. So lucky for me, this thing doesn't even have this attached anymore. So just gonna come in and get off. It's off. I can access this here. I don't know if you can see that. There's a bolt right there, or not right there, holding it, and a bolt down there. And I'm guessing there's another two down there somewhere. Yep, one here, one here. So after removing the plastic and stuff, I guess I can remove this coolant reservoir tank. It's just two screws here that we loosened up, and just take the whole thing out. So I guess to get to that little, I'm gonna have to remove this tank here. These are 19mm sizes, kind of stuck in there, so I'm gonna give it a little pull. This one's coming off pretty easily. There we go. Oof, dust. So yeah, I'm just gonna try and see what I can do about this one. Now that that's off, all I need to do is that should come right off, and now I can access thing back there. Alright, so this is loose now. It's about to come off. So I need to take this off. But check that out. It's wrapped around itself. So I guess I'll just disconnect it from here and probably just take out that whole thing. With all this work, I don't even know if I want to put AC in my car. Alright, so I cut that off. Took this thing out and a whole bunch of oil leaked out, so yeah, be very careful. Looks like this is still connected by these two wires here. I'm gonna mark them just in case, because I don't want to take out the whole sensor. Awesome. Got it. There we go. Front is completely free of all those things. So yeah, wow, that's a lot of space. So with everything out of the car, we can kind of explain maybe the differences between the S4 and the S5 models. There isn't that much, but they are pretty important because they're not interchangeable. Here's the condenser. So that's the line that comes off of the compressor, and that one goes back into the firewall. And this is the dryer here. So there are a few variations of this. Just make sure the one you get matches with whatever you had on your car. And then probably the biggest difference is actually the compressor here. So mine originally came with a Sandon compressor, but I know there's also another one. I think it's like a Nippon Denso or something like that. And the difference between those are the hoses actually. As you can see, this has both hoses connected and they just pretty much bolt onto there. Whereas the other one has like two pieces coming out of it, and then the hoses connect individually. So the one that goes from like the firewall to here, and then this one to the condenser. And I think those are more common since there are more S5s out there than S4s nowadays. So hopefully you can find everything you need. And of course, here's the little bracket. So right on here, there should be an idler pulley for the AC system, and then this connects into here. The setup is very similar to this one up here. It has this sort of thing that's bolted down, and then it has a long screw, but that one goes back here and comes down to here. So it's a pretty long bolt, like I said before. And yeah, I'm not going to take any of the stuff inside of the car just because that would involve me taking out the dash. So hopefully that gives you kind of an idea of the AC system, and maybe helps you sort out a couple questions, especially about this thing. I know I had a lot of trouble figuring out which compressor I needed, but now that I have it, should be good to go. So that should be it for this video. And in the next one I'll be removing the oil cooler and the oil cooler lines, and just getting ready for taking the engine out.